So we had a snowstorm where it went from being like brown fall to 8 inches of snow. So this is the night that it was snowing. It actually has melted mostly now. We have some on the ground. It's supposed to be warm today, so we'll see what happens. But it was really beautiful that first morning when the snow was finally here. My son's really worried we're gonna have a brown Christmas. And we might. We'll have to see what happens. If you'd like to skip to the video, it's gonna start here in a minute, but if you want, you can skip to 1:08 to start the video. Hi everybody, it's Amy from Winterwood Studio, and I think today's video is going to be kind of like a week in my life kind of thing. I have some happy mail to open. I think I might be doing some organization of my soft pastels, and I think I may potentially be doing some watercolor stuff too, so get something cozy to drink, and obviously I'll give you an update on this. So get something nice to drink and come on in and let's chat for a little bit. So it is Tuesday morning, and I'm filming on my cell phone, so hopefully the video quality is okay. I could not, for the life of me, get my big heavy DSLR onto the tripod, and I forgot to have either my husband or one of my kids do it before they left this morning. So it is the cell phone today. Maybe the quality will be better. I don't know. The lens has been going on that DSLR anyway, so maybe this quality will be better. Let's see. So updates. It is Tuesday. The injury that I had happened last Thursday, so we're going on almost a week now. The pain is a little bit better. I cannot move my arm in certain directions, but I can't do it. It's like there's nothing there. So I don't know what's going on. The MRI is just in a couple of days here now, so I'm waiting for the results, or for that, and then the results, and then I'll see the orthopedic guy after that. So that's where we are with that. So everything's a little bit slower. I'm working with one hand. I'm figuring things out. This is one of those days, well, not one of those days, but this is one of those reasons why I say, like, never say it can't get worse, because it can always get worse. You know, all of a sudden now, like, I have to have, like, my husband help me get dressed in the morning. So, yeah, it can always get worse, but will say I am very lucky that it was not my right arm. So at least I can still draw and paint and somewhat edit, even though it's a little bit slower. And speaking of which, the editing may be a little iffy on this video. It probably won't be as highly edited as normal. But hopefully you guys stick with me through it. I have a couple videos already filmed, and I think it might be too much editing for me to do this week. I have the December art haul, but that involves like linking every single product that I use, and that's a lot of two-handed work, so I don't know if I can do that. And then I have the watercolor, it was like a watercolor video that I was gonna put up. I have that filmed, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So we'll just go through the week and see how it goes. Everything's a mess. I'm gonna do my best to clean up one-handed. We had, everybody here for the week before Thanksgiving, and then Thanksgiving, and I cooked a big meal. And then, like, right away the week right after is when I went in to get my stuff done. And I got hurt. I'll put the video for that down below. It was kind of an emotional video. I felt uncomfortable making it, but I did it so that people would understand what was going on. And just for the record, guys, I lost some subscribers from that, and I think it's because I had to get a shot. And if that's the way it is, then, you know, whatever, that's the way it is. But just a reminder, I do have an autoimmune disease and I do have like extreme immunosuppression. So for example, I have to have stuff done that, you know, normal people don't have done. One thing that I have to have done every 6 months, no matter what, is be tested for One thing that I have to have done every 6 months, no matter what, is be tested for why can't I say it? Tuberculosis. And, you know, probably most of you out there watching, I would probably say 95% of you have never been tested for that. And if I am not tested every 6 months, no matter what, I cannot legally take the medications I'm on. So just keep in mind that I have to have stuff done that you might not have to have done because of my health situation. So, but if you're leaving because of that, then go ahead. So, yeah. Oh, one other thing I did want to do this week too is, if I can, the light fast testing that I started this summer, early spring, I think it was like May. I might have my husband take it down. We'll see if I can get it down with one hand. But I'm going to bring that in and we'll check that too. So, let's get this week started. Yeah, let's get this week started. Okay, so if you've done one of my live streams, you probably recognize this view. But I thought it might be easier to show you some stuff over here. So the first thing I wanted to show you, and I have the overhead camera still set up. You can see a little bit right there. I can't raise it or anything. So, but I got this. This is a watercolor book. It was used and it looked good. I think it was like $8 maybe. But it was just pretty, and I thought it would be like an inspirational type thing. Oh, you can't see it. Here, let's slide it over. I thought it would be like an inspirational thing to look at. It looks pretty good. If you have this book, let me know. But it looks pretty good, so I thought I would get this, and this isn't really a flip through video, but just thought I'd give you a quick look at my new book. It looks like there's lots of fun stuff to try in here. I am very grateful that at least it wasn't my right hand that got, or right arm, I should say, that got injured. I am very grateful for that. No matter what happens, I am at least grateful for that. So there's that book that I am going to be looking through. And then the other thing I wanted to show you guys are, I got 2 of these. So these are like a really thin Tupperware. You probably saw the trouble I had with the drawers from Blick. I did decide to keep those. I'll put like colored pencils or something in there maybe. I don't know. The Great Americans and the Mount Vision and the Unison and the Sennelier pastels, none of them fit in those drawers with the foam in. So I don't know how I feel about that. The drawers themselves are a pretty good quality. Not as good quality as the more expensive set that I got from Amazon that didn't have any foam in them. The pastels fit in the better quality ones from Amazon with no foam. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do right now as far as storage, although I do think, so the reason I got these are going to be like my palettes. My plan is to put some rice in the bottom of these. I don't know where to look. Put some rice in the bottom of these, and like it arranged from light to dark. I have 2. I was thinking I'd do one with warm colors and one with cool colors, or from light to dark, or I don't know, maybe, I don't know how I'm going to arrange it yet. I do know I'm going to put some rice in the bottom. This should be more than deep enough to hold the hand-rolled pastel, if I can get in here with one hand. And I got 2, and I think they're like $11. So obviously I can't afford like a wooden, I think they're called the Hillman boxes or whatever. So I thought this would be a good substitution. I can put the rice in the bottom. I can stack them if I want to get more. I may even end up just storing some in here, like storing them all in here. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And just having like a stack of these. But I'm pretty happy with these so far, especially for the price. And then the other thing I got were these. I was going to be working on some collage some more. One of you guys, one of my YouTube viewers recommended this for collage. They said it was a lot easier on their hands when their arthritis was bothering them. But yeah, I probably won't get to use these for a while. I guess you never know. We'll see. So those were the two things I wanted to show you. And then I think I'm going to pop out and get the light fastness testing if I can. Otherwise, it'll have to wait till my husband or my kids are home. And we'll see if we can compare them. Okay, you guys, so I fully realize what I'm about to do might not be the smartest thing in the world, but I've really been feeling like I need to do this. So I'm coming up on 2 weeks out from having my shoulder injured, torn. It's torn. For sure one of the tendons in my rotator cuff, and then maybe one of the other ones. I don't know yet. I haven't seen the orthopedic doctor, but I really feel like I need to have some sort of art journal. The shoulder on top of my Crohn's disease is not doing great. I have the CT enterography scheduled for next week. It's not terrible. But they're worried that my biologic is not putting me in total remission. And that combined with the shoulder all at the same time is just feeling like a lot. So I know I can't make a full-on sketchbook, like but I'd like to try to put together some sort of art journal with this Blick sulfite paper. I fully realize it's going to be hard to do with one arm. I can use my hand a little bit. In fact, I'll probably stand up because if it's down around my waist, it's not as big of a deal. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to do it today to the best of my ability. I'll stand up, and if I just try to... This is not going to be perfect by any means, and I know that. I know that going in, and as long as I don't hurt myself worse, I'm going to be happy with however it turns out. So we're going to start. This is the Blick sulfite paper, and I'm going to start by folding it in half this way. If the edges aren't super straight, I can always... cut them at the end because it looks like I didn't do a great job. Okay, I had a good idea. I went and got this glass paperweight from my parents, my mom. They used to get them for me all the time when they went on vacation. They'd come back with them for me. Well, not all the time. I have 3, I think. Nobody gives them to me anymore because that's who gave them to me. But I love glass and blown glass and color and everything. So what we're going to do is just mark that, and then, but it's nice and heavy and it should help hold things down for me. And up here, oops, just to the, I know this isn't going to be perfect, but I need like a safe place to journal, an art journal, and I thought this might be a good idea. So let's see, paper cutter. I really like this Blick sulfite paper. It can take a lot of abuse. I was doing like acrylic and stuff on it and it handled it beautifully. I don't know if I should. All right, here's the tricky part. Okay, and I'm not gonna make it super long. I'm thinking, I don't know, 20 pages, something like that. So it doesn't, I have some art journals, but that I bought, but the pages, there's so many pages and it's so long, it just feels kind of overwhelming to me. And I wanted something for the new year that I could use and not feel overwhelmed with and have a place to put my feelings and thoughts. And this seemed like the way to do it. I've been thinking a lot. It's, I think December 13th today, 12th. It's the 12th today. I've been thinking a lot about the new year and what I want out of 2024 and stuff like that this week. And I worked my behind off getting my YouTube up and my shop up and all of that here in 2024 or 2023, I mean, and 2024, I think, okay, I can't do this. Maybe if I line it up. Ow, ow, ow. Maybe if I had both my glass paperweights, let's do that. Okay, 2 glass paperweights. Let's try this. So that can hold that end down. It's not lined up great, but that's okay. I'll just cut off the extra. I worked really hard, and my mental space is not as good as it should be, I think. I think this year in 2024, I'm really going to have to focus on, like, the art. I need a folder of some sort. What can I use? Let's use a butter knife. And I think I need to be gentler with myself and just not push myself so hard and stuff like that this year. So this is going to be part of that, I think. I pushed myself really hard last year, and I'm definitely feeling it now. Well, not last year, it's still 2023 right now, but you know what I mean. We're getting near the end now. All right, let's move these out of the way for a minute. Bring this back into measure. And it's okay if they're not perfectly lined up and all that. I know it won't be. Yeah, so I guess maybe for 2024, it's more going to be about healing for me, physically and mentally. Hopefully get my Crohn's under better control, get my arm healed up, heal my mental space a little bit, that sort of thing. And I feel like I have to find my way back to my creativity, if that makes sense. I've fallen into this rut of, producing what I have to produce. Oh, that's not gonna, I need something to hold that down. When I have to produce it to make sure I have stuff ready for YouTube and stuff ready for my shop and stuff ready for my patrons. And I mean, I'm not gonna stop doing that, but I also need to find, like I said, a way back to my creativity, a way back to who I was before I started YouTube. And I really think, like I said, I think I need some spiritual, mental, physical healing this year. That's 4. And 4. I wonder if I should put stacks of 3 for the signatures. I think I will. Stacks of 3. That seems like it would be a good idea. I feel like stacks of 4 might be too much. Let's see how thick 3 are. Ow. Yeah, maybe I could get away with 4. Yeah, I'm going to do stacks of 4. Maybe 3 of these. That would maybe be enough for my first art journal. Maybe I'll have to fast forward through some of this. It's, I don't know, long. Anyway, it's been a hard couple years for me, and I do try to stay upbeat and optimistic and everything, but like, I'd say I'm not going to say it's the hardest years of my life, because it's not. I had a time period right after high school, where I went through some very, 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 very rough things that I don't want to talk about yet, maybe ever on here. So but it's been hard for me since about 2016. That was when I was diagnosed with Crohn's. I mean, they knew I'd had, well, they suspected I'd had it for a lot longer than that. But that was when I was officially diagnosed, and I was in like the worst flare I'd ever had. And then they went right into finding the precancerous tumors in my stomach. Well, they found one then, because the next one was, I think in 2019 they found the next one. So I had to make peace with all of that, and it's been hard. And then we went right into the, I don't know if we're allowed to say the P word, but when everybody had to stay home and homeschooling my kids, and yeah, I don't know. So I think 2024 is going to be my year of healing, I think. Maybe that might be my word for the year, healing. Otherwise, I'm thinking contentment, and like learning to be content on a day-to-day basis and focusing on the things that make me feel content. I only started doing the word of the year recently. I think this is my 3rd year having a word of the year. I'm not even sure if I'm going to set any goals or resolutions this year, because I just feel so mentally not in a great spot right now. Yeah. I was thinking about doing like different papers, but I decided against it. I imagine that I'll probably be doing a lot of collage and like acrylic and gouache in here, and like gessoing stuff and whatnot. So I don't really see the point to doing other papers right now. And like I said, this is my very first one that I've ever made, so we'll just see how it goes. I have some fabric I think I'm going to cover the front with, if I can manage it. I've never made any sort of a sketchbook or journal or anything before, ever. This is my very first time. I did want to make like a full-blown watercolor sketchbook with watercolor paper and everything, but I just don't think I'd do a good job of it right now with my arm being the way it is. So I guess that's not going to happen right now. But we will do this art journal, and I'd like to work on it, like I said, in the new year. Okay, I'm back, and I had some help getting these clipped together. I have 3 signatures with 4 folded over sheets in each one, which is maybe a little bit longer than I was, or a little bit, not longer, a little bit more pages than I was thinking, but I figured, oh well, I might as well just do it. So, and then, I don't know how to do this. I guess I'll just eyeball it. I don't even really know how I'm going to sew these together. I don't know how many holes you're supposed to make. I know nothing. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to lay this on the cardboard here. And we are going to poke some holes. Does that go all the way through? Yep. This whole YouTube thing is a tricky thing I've found this year. It's really hard. Like, I want to be authentic on here and everything, and like be who I really am. But at the same time, like, you know, there's a lot of people out here who, you know, aren't the nicest. And it's hard to be so vulnerable knowing you're gonna get some of those not so nice people leaving comments and everything. And like, how real do I be? Do I be my true self? Like, do I try to keep some distance and not always put everything out there? Like, you know? It's just a weird, tricky thing that I never really thought about with the whole YouTube thing. Did they go all the way through? Yeah. Wow, those are way off. Huh. Well, like I said, I'm doing the best I can. All right. So let's pick out a thread here and a needle. I don't even know what that is. I'll link all the stuff that I have here down below. This one's kind of pretty. Okay, so I'm sort of kneeling so I can hold it here with my hand, and I don't know if this is the right way to do it. This is how I would do like a running stitch on clothing. So I'm going to pull it through. And then to make things easier for me, I'm gonna just add that to the clip there. And then I'm gonna go through this hole. And then a running stitch would go here. Maybe I should have done it with the running stitch on the outside. Boy. Hopefully I'm getting some of this on camera. And hopefully I'm not too sore when I'm done. Where's that last hole? I think now, even though this might, well, okay, so we've got this, and we've got this way down here. I wonder how hard it would be to flip it so this would be the outside, so you don't see it. I might try to do that, you guys. And then I'm gonna tie it here as best I can. Ouch. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Okay, well, that's the best I can do. It's not very tight. Okay. I think I'm gonna try to fold this so this is the outside. And then we'll fix it for the next one. So instead of having this be the inside, as long as it holds together, that's all I care about. Alright. So then the inside. Okay. Alright, there's one done. Phew! I think I have to go take a lunch break. Okay, I'm back. I had some homemade tomato soup, and I'm ready to tackle the rest of these. I know for a fact I'm not doing this right, so I shouldn't say that. I'm just getting it done. I mean, yeah. Alright, let's just get this done. Oh, I was gonna do the tail on the outside this time. Okay, so this is hard for me because I can't move my arm. Let's see, maybe I can get closer there. Okay. Again, I'm just doing the running stitch. I know that this is not technically the way you're supposed to do it. And I don't care. I may potentially get out the PVA glue and try to clamp these together and glue the spines together. I wasn't planning to do that. I probably don't have enough thread for this. I wasn't planning to do that. But I'm not sure how to sew these into a cover. So I may just do it that way. Oh boy, I'm gonna run out of thread. I'm gonna have to go get somebody to tie this for me. Okay, so that is tied for me. I'm doing it. It's hard, but I'm doing it. All right, so there's two that are sewn together inside. Tied. Let's do one more if we can. My husband said he has some clamps I can use to try to glue this together. I think I'll do like I did on the last one, even though that was a mistake, but only do the middle 4 holes. I feel like that looks a little neater. Okay, so my husband was nice enough he trimmed this all to size. I forgot to film that part, and then he clamped this down for me. We'll see how this works. I've got the PVA glue here. And a paintbrush from Walmart that I don't care about. All right, let's see if we can do this one-handed. Okay, so I really feel like the middle wasn't staying together here too well, so my husband had one more clamp that he put here on the end. I don't know if I should try clamping some clips on here or not. I'm sure they'll get glued down. Maybe if I could... I just feel like it's not gonna... Hopefully that doesn't get glued down too much. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, it said you need like 3 coats. So I'm going to let that dry and be back to do another coat. Okay, so I moved that out of the way to dry, and we're just gonna cut a little bit off of an extra piece of cardstock. Oh, the dog's barking. To make the spine for the sketchbook art journal. Okay, so I've got the 2 pieces of chipboard and the spine, and I've got the fabric I picked. Hopefully I can do this. I'm a little worried that I'm not gonna be able to, but we're gonna do our best. And I've got some glue over here. We're gonna start by, shoot. I'm not gonna bother ironing this because I don't think I can. So I think what I'm gonna do is glue like this, like this, like this. Okay, so I guess I probably need a bigger brush. Okay, there's our first one. And I want to leave enough edge so that I can fold it over, ouch, and finish the edge. I don't know how to do this. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue this piece now as best I can. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna leave this to dry and then we will be back with our book and our end papers and we will put it together. Okay, you guys, so I just took the clamps off. This is all glued together. It seems pretty sturdy. I did 3 layers of this neutral pH adhesive on this back side. I tried to trim it up with a craft knife just by holding this down. I'm gonna take that part out because I think there's a fair amount of swearing, but I tried to hold it down like this and then do the craft knife and it doesn't look good. But you know what, this was supposed to be like my collaging art journal, junk journal, whatever anyway, so you know, it doesn't really matter. I don't even know if you can see that. I can't hold this up and also autofocus, so it doesn't matter. This is how 2024 is gonna start for me, I guess. Let's see if we can find, it seems like it glued together really sturdily. I'm trying to find like a middle of a signature so we can see if the threads show. There's a little bit of a thread showing right there. Let's trim that out. Let's see if I can flip through this as I can't flip, I don't know. We'll see if there's any, I mean, what are you gonna do? Okay, so here's some threads. So some of the threads do show in some places. This is the middle of the middle signature, so that might be why that one's showing. I'm trying to find the middle of the first signature. Boy, everything just takes quite a bit longer. Okay, so they do show, but that's okay because like I said, I'm going to do a lot of collaging in this. And then this is my cover. I don't know if the glue sort of stained the fabric or if I had some pastels on here that I didn't know about, but I wiped it first, so I don't know. So there is a little bit of staining, but again, that's okay. So my plan is I wanted this spine to be a little bit thicker because this should get bigger as I add stuff to it. So now we have to add our end papers and glue them down. And I'm going back and forth on whether I should put some glue on the spine and glue it. I guess I won't. I don't know, because there's 3 signatures. It's possible if it cracked over time, the middle one could come out. But I just don't know if I have it in me to try to balance this and glue it. I think we'll just glue the end papers on, and I think I'm going to use, I don't know if I should use more of this and just make it really inexpensive. Maybe I will. I think I will just use more of the Blick sulfite paper. So let me clear this up a little bit and I will be back with the sulfite paper. Okay, so I had to get some help cutting and trimming the end papers, but this is the back end paper and this is the front end paper, and I think what I'm going to do is glue them to the book first, and then if it needs to be trimmed, maybe try to trim it like that, and then glue the book to the panels, I think. Okay, so let's try to do this as best we can. I'm going to use the PVA glue again and do my best to spread it out with this paintbrush. And try really hard not to get glue on my nice paperweight. Oh, shoot. Okay, I had to get some help to line that up and smooth that down, but it appears to be on here for the most part. Okay. All right, let's do the other side. Let's see. So that was the back, this is the front. This side has to go on there. Okay, now it's time to glue this to our undecorated cover. So to do that, we're going to put, let's do the back side first, and I'm going to glue the book, not the cover. you guys, so there is my finished art journal. It's still pretty plain. We will, maybe in another upcoming video, I will decorate it and get going on it. I like how it turned out. The paper is maybe not great for, you know, the liquid mediums, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to, like I said, be doing a lot of collaging and stuff. So a lot of this will get covered. I glued some of the pages together by accident. And this was just thin, you know, sulfite, the Dick Blick's thin sulfite paper. Oops, I just folded that. Just to see if I could do it before I even tried more expensive paper. So, but really I wanted something inexpensive for art journaling in and not worrying about making a mess. So I am very happy with how this turned out. Yeah. Okay, so I was able to get them. So what I have here are my Daniel Smith and some of the Prismacolors that I wanted to test. I think you can see them. My control samples are in here. We'll get them in a minute. I just wanted to say, so I do live in the middle of nowhere, the woods, and these were in my garage, so they've got, I think, probably fly specks on them, which I did not think about when I was making them. And there's definitely some cobwebs. But hopefully we can still see what the colors are like. So, I'm assuming you're seeing the big camera on screen now, or my face is up in the corner or something. So let's see if we can find I keep trying to use my arm and it gets hurt. There, that was the easier way to do it. Okay, so these are the controls, and I did these on the Daniel Smith on May 27th, 2023, and the Prismacolors on May 30th, 2023. So let's start with the Prismacolors. I just tested a few colors. These were some of the ones that said they had, I think, 15 to 25 years of light fastness. And I wanted to see what that looked like. Okay, so looking at these right here, this one is almost totally gone. This would be the seashell pink. I wonder if I could find these to compare them. I'll try to look and see if I can find like the year rating. It looks like this, actually this is the rosy beige. The seashell pink also turned a little grayer. The rest of these look pretty good. And let's look at the other side. So, but this rosy beige is totally gone. So that is very interesting. If I can, I'll take pictures of these and put them up on my blog so you can compare them yourselves. I must have cut them like this. Yeah, that's how I cut them. I guess this one did fade a little bit. It's still green, but it's not as dark as this side. So this was a full 6 months in a south-facing window, and that's what happened there. And then let's do these Daniel Smith. Let's start with this side. Okay, so these were a few days longer than the other ones. So this is the Daniel Smith. So with these, I didn't cut them right down the middle. What I did instead was, this is like almost pure pigment paint on the left side, and then on the right, I was trying to dilute it a little to see if there was a difference with the dilution. So I'm looking here. This Payne's Gray looks weird, but it might have got wet in the window. It not faded, it looks almost like it granulated. So maybe it got wet. There is a definite change in the phthalo blue-green shade, for sure. in both the full-on strength and the regular. This has more of like a purpley blue, like there's more red in it, and it's like the red faded on that side. The Fuchsia Genuine, which is the only Primatech that I own. Actually, no, this is the Prussian blue. Right, the Prussian blue. I wrote underneath. Sorry, you guys. So the Prussian blue, the reddish tone faded out, and it's more of a gray blue than it was the purpley blue now. The Fuchsia Genuine, which is the only Primatech color I own, looks pretty much the same. And the rest of these look pretty good, I think. I'm not seeing too much of a difference in the rest of them. Okay, so let's move on to the reds and pinks. So here's the one that was in the window. And here is the one that was in my sketchbook. Let's see if we see any differences here. Now I'm right away going to look for the Moon Glow. So this is the Moon Glow, and this is the Moon Glow. And it does look like some of that purpley color faded out, but not as much as I thought it was going to, actually. With the way everybody was talking about it, I thought I'd come out and there'd be nothing left at all. It looks pretty good. But do you know which one I am seeing that looks terrible? Is this quinacridone Rose. That does not look good at all. It's practically gone, even in the full strength paint. That is that? No, it's not the quinacridone Rose. I did it again. It's the Rose Madder Permanent. The Rose Madder Permanent 100% is not permanent. Very interesting. Okay. All right. Maybe I could scan these. Also, the Hansa Yellow Light has faded quite a bit. It looks like the Carbazole Violet might have faded a very tiny bit. It's hard to say. The rest of these look fairly good. I'm not seeing anything too crazy. The Pyro Crimson maybe faded a little. The Permanent Alizarin Crimson looks pretty good. So, surprisingly, the Moon Glow is not terrible, but the Rose Madder is awful. I probably shouldn't even use that one. The Rose Madder is awful. I just realized I totally forgot to film an end for this video. So thank you for being here with me today. I hope you liked making the art journal. If you want to decorate the art journal and work in it with me, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe so you can be notified when there are more videos up. And until next time, happy creating.